Hey, what's going on, guys? Um, it is like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just remembered that somebody in in the comments for another video was asking for some help with a problem they were having. So I said I would put it up tonight. I'm gonna put it up tonight. I am doing this as a live stream, and then I'm gonna re-upload it when I'm done. So it's the only way that I can think to be able to switch cameras back and forth. So let me tell you about what we got. The user asked when you get yourself to this screen here, if you are locked out of your computer, how do you get past this? So I'm gonna show you the way. I'm gonna show it to you on two different computers. This one's Windows 10, and this one over here is Windows 7. It's the same method, and I'm gonna do it with this USB stick. Now this stick is I used Rufus, and I generated. If you go to just go to Google and type in Windows 11 Media Creation Tool, download the executable from Microsoft, and create an ISO image. Now I did not use that Windows image and have them put it right on the USB. I took the image and I put it in a program called Rufus, which is completely free, and it lets you do some tweaks. So, for example, Rufus allows you to bypass the TPM requirement for Windows 11, which is what I needed for some older equipment. And so that's what I did. I recommend you do the same, and I will do those steps in another video later, and I will link that stuff into these comments so that you can follow it. But you are going to need a Windows 10 or 11 ISO image. You're going to need Rufus. You're going to need to build yourself one of these boot sticks. And basically what you're going to do, you're going to put it into the USB and turn it on. Now on these are HP. So on HP, oh, this isn't all the way off. Hang on. Nightmare. Okay, now it's all the way off. So on an HP, you want to get to the boot menu. When you see the logo, just hit escape a few times and it will pause startup. Now on a Dell, that's going to be different. You're going to hit F12. You're going to get a screen similar to this. Now on this one, we want boot device options. And you're going to see the devices here. On this one, we need to boot to that installer. So we're going to tell it to boot to the installer. And this one, I've goofed up and I have this drive. I need to go get my Windows 10 stick. Okay, I have this set up for non-UEFI. So we're just going to go ahead and move it over to this one. We're going to do it over here. But normally at this point, it boots to the Windows install. So when you set yours up, make sure you do it as UEFI or CSM. Otherwise, you will get this. So let's turn this one off. Anybody that's in the comments, hey, I probably can fix your computer. Anybody that's in the comments right now, I'm actually doing this live stream as a recording for somebody else that asked how to do this. They've locked themselves out of their computer, and so I'm going to show you how to change the password. Come on, turn all the way off. Off. There we go. Okay, so again, it's an HP. Gonna hit the power button and just tap escape a few times. This computer's junk, huh? It's very slow. We'll give it a minute to turn on. This is where computers come to die, you guys. We'll just switch back to the front-facing camera while I'm waiting for that to turn on. What's this one? This is Windows 11 also. So that one won't work for that. Hello. This project is not going the way I wanted it to, and I'm going to have to start all over. That's annoying. We'll find another computer to do it with. Well, anyways, hi everybody. I was supposed to be doing a video on how to wipe the password, but that computer isn't going to work for what we need. So I'm going to grab this one and try it. Something held for review. I cannot. If I went to Taco Bell, then I might be able to. Hey, thanks for hopping in. Have a good night. Alright, let's try this. I probably could if I went to Taco Bell first. Right? You guys, I'm not winning all the way around tonight. Everything is a problem. Oops. It's probably not good for the stream. You guys don't fall over. Look at that. I went to plug that one in. Can you see I'm trying to get it close enough to the camera. That snapped off inside there. So now how am I supposed to do this? I am not going to do that, but I can tell you how to do it. That I can do. You can download a program called DBAN, D-B-A-N, and you can use Rufus to put it on a USB stick, and you can boot to DBAN, and you can erase whatever you need to erase, my dude. That's between you and the FBI guy living in your router. I want nothing to to do with that. How am I supposed to get this out of here? Alright, come on. We gotta go for a walk. I need some tools. See if there's a small screwdriver out here. I had some picks, but maybe this one? Is that too big? That's probably too big. Well, we're gonna go find out. Oh, wait a minute. This might work. This definitely is not quite what I intended to do on here. I can't even get that out at all. That is not good. Tweezers? I made the little holes bigger. Can you see it? I guess we'll go find the tweezers. Shit. That's not what I want, guys. Hey, but there's another charger in the same one. So worst case scenario, we've got that, right? Maybe we'll just do that. We're gonna try a paper clip. That's probably not gonna work. That explains why that laptop wouldn't turn on though. The port broke. It makes an awful lot of sense. We need this. Look at that mustard left over on my jacket. Come on. I know I've got tweezers around here somewhere, but whatever. Guys, there's not a lot of you in here, but throw some questions while I'm working on this. Throw some questions into the comments so that I got something to mumble about while I'm screwing around with this. I did find another charger. So I think I can probably do what I came on here to do in a minute. And then I'll reset and record it. Okay. We're gonna make sure this one turns on first. Okay, so here's the entire point of this video. Somebody in the comments of one of my other videos asked me, when I get to this password screen, how do I get past it on Windows? Because I don't have the password. So that's what we're doing. I've already bypassed on this one. So I'm going to go ahead in this stream. I'm going to go ahead and lock this with a code, a password, so you can see it. Then I'm going to boot to the stick. And I'm going to show you how to bypass the Windows password. I'm going to show you that it's locked, and then I'm going to restart the stream so that I can record it. So this computer's needs a reset, it looks like. There we go. We're going to open up an elevated command prompt. Yep, administrator. You're going to type in, I don't know, we're as the administrator right now, okay? So we're going to change this password. Net user administrator. Now, there's a few ways you can go about this. Normally, you can type in net user, username, password. If you want somebody else to be able to enter their own password, just put an asterisk there. And then they will get prompted right now. So we're going to put in potato. Potato, all lowercase. Boom. Now this password is effective. And I'm going to show you, because we're going to go ahead. We're going to go here to administrator. We're going to sign out. You can see that I've changed the password. Then I'm going to show you how to do it. So on this stick is the Windows 11 installer. And how you get this program is you go to your Google. Let's see. Potato. So you're going to go to Google. You're going to type in Windows 11 Media Creation Tool. And that's going to give you a bunch of junk, but towards the top, you're going to get the official Microsoft page to download the tool. You're going to grab that, and you're not going to make, see that? We signed in, my password, right, potato. You are going to not download, it's going to ask you if you want to put it onto a USB stick. You don't want to do that. You just want to create the ISO image. Save it to your desktop, and then you're going to go get another free program called Rufus, R-U-F-U-S. It's free. Then you're going to plug in your blank USB. You're going to drag over that Windows 11 ISO that you made in the first step. And once you've done that, you should be able to get some checkboxes like turning on or off the Windows 11 TPM requirements. You're going to want to turn that off. Once it's finished, you're going to take your stick and you're going to bring it to the computer that you need to unlock. This is the computer that we're going to unlock. I'm going to go ahead and hard power this off. There we go. It's all the way off. So the stick is in. This is an HP. On an HP, you're going to hit power, and then you're going to tap escape a few times, and you're going to get this boot screen. It should happen right now. And it would do this. I don't want to do that. Get out of here. Which one of these is highlighted? Right This one, yes. Okay, escape. God damn it, I hate Windows 10. I can't even stand it, you guys. Turn off. It shouldn't have given me that screen. There we go. Escape, escape, escape. There we go. Now I hit it. There we go. That's what you need. You need this screen. If you're on a Dell instead of escape, you're going to hit F12. If you're on a different computer, I don't know, Google it. When you get to this screen, we need to boot to this, right? Not to the regular hard drive. So you're going to click on F9, and you're going to see a list of bootable options. We want to boot to the USB because we're trying to unlock the password for the built-in Windows. So you're going to boot to the USB and you're going to wait. This is going to start to boot the Windows 11 installer. So that's going to take a few minutes. If you get this screen instead of what you're going to see here, this means that you made a UEFI only boot disk, and you need to go back and check the box for CSM. Otherwise, it's not going to boot. So this is going to take a minute. We're going to come back here. The installer is going to take a good 2 or 3 minutes. But once we get through this, then the rest of the unlock is 30 seconds. Again, if you're getting this, and this will tell you about it right here, you need to set it so that it does all of this. The instructions are on here. So read what it's telling you. Spiral guy. All right. So we are not going to proceed into Windows setup here. This is the Windows setup. We don't need this. We're going to use some special permissions that are on here to change some of the operating system that's on the hard drive so that we can bypass the password. This is real simple. Shift and F10 will bring an administrative command prompt. You're just going to type in here, C, and then dir for directory. You want to make sure that you're in the actual hard drive because sometimes there's weird partitions. Sometimes it'll be C, D, E. It's usually going to be C, and on this one I know it's C. So what we're going to do is we're going to change directory, CD. Windows, you can type WIN and just hit tab, /, sys, tab. Oops, you want system 32, okay? 32. This is where we need to go into. And then you're going to type REN, rename, or we can do copy. This is safer. So you're going to go copy, CMD, hit tab to get the fully qualified name. This is the command prompt on the hard drive. You're making a copy of the command prompt file. And you're going to rename it to utilitymanager.exe, utilman. There's your command. When you hit enter on this, there's already a file with that name. You're going to hit Y to overwrite it. And once it's done, you're just going to hit exit, enter, escape. Yes, I want to quit. Now, this is going to reboot the computer. It's not going to think anything's done. Now, some of these have tamper evidence on, and so sometimes it'll want to do disk check right now. And if it asks you to do disk check, you need to interrupt it. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. This has been my bread and butter, for probably since 2011 or so. I'm a degree holding systems analyst that doesn't do any kind of programming anymore, but that's what I went to school for and I was pretty good at. And then I went down a different path and ended up with a restaurant and all kinds of other stuff. So if you see in my old live streams, you'll see me cooking. Sometimes I make a pretty darn good pizza. That's what they tell me. So, okay. You're going to see the Windows login screen come up. Now, if you remember, this is the magic part, okay? When I hit enter, if you're new to the stream, the password on this machine is potato. I set that a few minutes ago, so hitting enter, you can't get in. I do this to demonstrate. This program here is the utility manager. We just overwrote that and made it a command prompt. So when you click the button, it is opening utilman.exe, which you just made. And it has opened with administrative privileges. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in net user. And you're going to see that we have a few accounts here. But we are wanting onto the administrator account. So you're going to type in net user, space, administrator. Did I do that right? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter here. All right, that's valid. Press up to bring it back up. Space, asterisk. This is going to tell it to wipe the password. It's prompting for a password, and I'm literally just going to tap enter twice. The password is cleared. It's blank. If I type exit here, you can now come in here and press enter, and you're going to log in. You're in. We've just wiped the password. That's that easy. All you needed was this little USB stick that installs Windows 11. It's backwards compatible as long as you don't do the wrong startup sequence. We can get in. So I'm going to let this go ahead and load so that you can see it. And then when I upload the video later, I'm going to go ahead and put all those commands down into the description of the video. That way you can see it. So come on. So let this be a lesson. If you see this on a laptop, don't buy it, because this thing is obviously like junk. Boom, there you go. All right, we made it. We have wiped that password. So I hope that's been helpful. And if you get locked out of a machine, that's how you're going to want to do it. It's easy, as quick as your computer can go. I can usually do this in about 4 minutes. So I have an endless supply of these that I have to get through. That's why I've got this. I've been up here making a mess. Guys, this is how many laptops I have to do this week. So, but wait, because there's more. That's a part of it. And then there's all these. So I'm in for it. And then there's another stack back there. There's another one over there. Yeah, I don't know. It's a never-ending. Did you see me almost trip on that? So, what would really help is if you folks would tell me what you want me to actually record on here. Because otherwise I'll sit here and mumble and we can just do nothing. We can play tic-tac-toe if you want to. The other day I was up here taking apart e-waste in the middle of the night. You know, you're not wrong. It would be easier with a PXE system. I don't have a PXE server in that. I don't know if you guys can see. There's a nice server rack back there. And if you've never done a PXE, that's where you, instead of putting the image on a drive, you can put the image on a server and then plug each one of those into the network, and it just grabs the image right off the PXE server and installs. That would be one way to go. We could do that, but I haven't done it that way. So if you think you can do it in 3 hours, I mean, come help, because it's a bit of work. And there's always interruptions and the phone call, and then there's, tasks, and I don't know. But that's what I got on here for, so I'm glad we got through that part. 26 people in the room and one talking. It's crazy. I'm going to show you this other project I'm working on. So I haven't been down here in the shop in God, it's been a year or two. I was doing this other project downtown. I came down here. This was where I made most of my money, was on this machine right here. This is a big printer, and as you can see, it's only, you can ignore how poor that black one is, because that'll pass. But this one and this one are the only ones that are good. Well, the problem is that there's 6 total, and only this one and this one are working. Now, I could get usable prints if I could get all 4 of these working, but this is in groups A, B, C. These have been dead for a year, and then this one is being protected right now, but this whole channel here burned out. So I had to send the board that goes right there to Canada. And let me tell you the absolute nightmare that it was to ship that out for repair. So I've been waiting for this guy to repair the board. And I'd like to get that back, and then I'm going to buy 2 new print heads. And so I'm going to go live when I'm working on the printer, getting this thing up and running. Well, this was my bread and butter for years. So I've got that coming. And then we're just going to keep processing the e-waste, I suppose. But okay, guys, that's enough for me for tonight. I've got to do one more quick video for someone. And yeah, man, hit subscribe, and I will show you as I go through all of these other, look at these ones. I mean, there's just so much of it. So hit subscribe and pop in for more of that content.